if you are feeling kind of buzzy and, full of the activities of today, mental and physical, just try and bring your attention inwards. Try and get in touch with that still spot inside of you. It's available to you all the time. You just kind of forget that it's there. So checking your body posture. Just if your feet are on the ground, connect with the earth. Check your sits bones, particularly if you're in a cross-legged position, make sure your sits bones are raised, shoulders are aligned with the hips. You can lengthen your spine. Just imagine putting some space in between the vertebrae. And allow your head to tip forward slightly, some length in the back of the neck. Just take a nice deep breath as you continue to settle and move inwards. And just bring your awareness to the crown of your head and just kind of sweep the body, relaxing the top of the head, relax the face. Just keep going down, releasing any tension, becoming aware of any spots that might be there, and just give them a little love and just allow them to relax till you get all the way down to your toes. And then bring your mind to the breath. And you'll just notice the very subtle sensations of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. If there are any sounds in your environment, just allow those sounds to be there. And then just notice what's arising in your mind. And try not to judge or criticize or engage. So the trick here is to remain objective. Because scientific observer, you're just curious about what's in your mind without kind of any agenda at all. So just notice what's there and just allow it. And then bring to mind all the people of your life, your loved ones, ones you find a bit more difficult, and the strangers. Remembering how they can change place at any time. Remembering how our lives can change place actually can change at any moment. Although we think it never will. And all these people of our life, and all sentient beings, and us, each other, everyone here, are equal. We're all exactly the same in that we wish to be happy and we don't wish to suffer. And we all have this capacity for enlightenment. Yes, even those folks we don't like very much, someone loves them, but we don't think that they have very much going for them. Generally, it's only our loved ones that we see potential in. So remembering they're all equal. So we'll do this meditation for all these people of our life and all sentient beings. And remember, there is no negativity that cannot be purified. And this purification practice is psychological. We're working with our mind. And this is the thrust of these particular teachings. It's psychology. And we create negativity with our mind. So it's something that we can change. We have control over this. We have power. And we start with the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general can regret all. And the reason we're regretting is based on the logic of karma. So given that we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, we want to make sure that we don't repeat past mistakes, harming others and ourselves, because it's going to ripen in the future some form of suffering. We don't want that. So good idea to pull out these karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this. I regret from the depths of my heart, having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret all our delusions, anger, attachment, all these things that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. So we were relying upon Vajrasattva, who we see as a doctor. He has the methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we're needing Buddha Vajrasattva to forgive us, we're purifying ourselves by using his methods, his medicine. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head, facing the same way as you, a couple of inches above the crown of your head. And he's manifesting in this form for your benefit. You can imagine that this is the mind of your teacher manifesting, in this form for your benefit. If you have a teacher, a spiritual guide. And he's made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And this lotus, although born out of mud, is untainted by that mud, just like our enlightened potential, born out of our delusions, but yet untainted by them. And his beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long. They're shaped like lotus petals. Has a sweet red mouth. And his hair is black and tied up in a top knot. And he's wearing these celestial silken robes in the Royal Indian style and jewelry. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we have to rely upon other beings. So thinking about the beings we've harmed and those who have harmed us by developing compassion for them. This is just a wish for them to be free from suffering. And think in particular of people you've harmed recently, maybe in the past, maybe people you don't remember, and then think of someone who's harmed you and think, because of the suffering they've caused you, they're going to experience suffering in the future themselves. So have compassion for them for that. So think I must purify for their sake. And now we come to the power of remedy. And this is the medicine, doing the practice of purification and visualization with mantra recitation. So Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of all of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mebiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mipiyata sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya sattva ahum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mipiyata sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with the body. So next is the purification of the speech, and Vajrasattva now very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you can imagine that all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and the careless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs, all of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kamasita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Satra Aham Pe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dida Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Sipokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Satra Aham Pe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Duda Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Sipokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Satra Aham Pe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dida Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Sipokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Satra Aham Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. Imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. So just imagine every syllable that falls out of your mouth, every sound you make is of benefit to someone or something. So next is a purification of the mind, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around, enters your crown and fills your entire being. So just the same, as you walk into a pitch black room and you flick on that switch, the light instantly dispels the darkness. So in the same way, when the light from Vajrasattva's heart touches your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all your attachment and depression and neediness and anxiety and bitterness and grudges, if there's any violence in your mind, all of this is instantly dispelled with this mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mibawa Sutukaya Mibawa Sipokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Satra Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Sipokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Satra Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Sipokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Satra Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Sipokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Satra Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Sipokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Satra Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Sipokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Satra Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Sipokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Satra Aham Pe So again, excuse me, be delighted that all your delusions, and these are the source of all of our own suffering, the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech. And think there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion, because all the rubbish is gone. So next is a purification of the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And imagine Vajrasattva sending light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mipiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. So now feel you are completely purified. Not one atom of negativity is left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. So now we come to the power of resolve. And this is the fourth and final step in the purification process, and really crucial one, as we make a decision and a determination to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind. And without this determination, we will keep doing the same old things, follow the same old habitual patterns. So think of something that you've been working on and really rejoice in your efforts, particularly, as we've started talking about whether we should be counting how many times we've done this practice, how many mantras have we counted in the last 2 years. I mean, we can guesstimate, actually. You can probably make a fairly educated guess, and you'll be surprised at how much we've done. So rejoice in your efforts for just that practice, but then also the work you're doing on your mind, going away, thinking about it, making a decision. I'm going to keep my mouth shut for a day. I'm not going to complain about anything for a day. Whatever it is you're working on. And this determination to not do again is what gives us the strength to change. And Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think my guru's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same thing. So meditate a little bit on emptiness, and you can think, perhaps you can think that maybe all things, all phenomena are empty. They don't exist from their own side. They're just dependent arisings. You can also think that maybe the way things are appearing to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate the merit, the positive energy you've created doing this purification practice to all living beings, and think, may the virtuous karma I have created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And little prayer for His Holiness. The wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. O tup shu chang shin jam gon Galloway, Tenzin kyang pelaway, konza dog porze, chog sum kurwe leg mon to drup, pa dag sog dulaje, gondu jab ten shog. Lama Ursel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please live long. And for Geshe Shara, beloved teacher, leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path. You are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. Okay, everybody, lots of love. Take care. And some of you might want to come to Guru Puja tomorrow. It's long, though. It's an hour and a half. I guess that's not a good way to advertise it. But anyway, it's a beautiful practice to do if you are a little bit more serious in this particular tradition. And for some of us, we have a commitment. We're supposed to do something along the lines. It's a purification practice, but also an offering to our teachers. So it's quite a sweet practice to do. It has some beautiful tunes, all of them, not all of which I know right now, but anyway, working on it. All right, everybody, lots of love. Thank you very much for hosting.